Hi, I'm Blair. Welcome to NotesOS. In today's video, we'll go through the core tools in Goodnotes 7. For each tool, I'll show clear visual examples, including how it works and how the different options compare. You'll also see real use cases for note-taking, planning, and journaling, so you can understand exactly how to use it in practice. We'll also create a clean, beautiful page together from start to finish. Timestamps are included, so you can jump back to any tool later. And at the end of the video, I'll share the planner, stickers, and the annotated PDF notes we created today, so you can download everything for free and practice along, and really learn how to use Goodnotes. Before we get started, there are a few basic settings we should take care of. First, I really recommend logging into your account and turning on iCloud Sync. This way, your notes will sync across devices and you won't have to worry about losing anything. So I recommend setting this up first. Then go to Settings, tap on Apple Pencil, and turn on Scribble. Next, go back into Goodnotes. Tap on your account, go into Settings, and find Stylus and Palm Rejection. Make sure single finger panning is turned on. Keep the sensitivity at medium, that works well for most people. Then go to Writing Posture and choose the one that fits you best. If you're left-handed, this is especially important to adjust. Once these settings are in place, writing will feel much smoother. Now let's create your first notebook. Tap the plus button, then choose Notebook. From here you can change the cover and select a paper template. You can choose Portrait or Landscape. Adjust the size. And switch between different paper colors. You can also customize it further. You can change the background color, or even the line color to match your style. Once everything looks good, tap Create and your notebook is ready. You can rename it any time to keep everything organized. Here's a small tip. If you double tap the plus button, you can quickly add a new page. This is super convenient when you need to jot something down quickly, and you can organize or archive it later. Besides creating one from scratch, you can also import ready-made notebooks. Tap Import. Choose a file you downloaded earlier, and tap Open. And you'll instantly have a beautiful notebook or planner ready to use. I've prepared some free notebooks in my Freebie Vault, so you can download them to practice and follow along. Now let's start looking at the core tools in Goodnotes. The row at the top is the main toolbar. Some tools have a floating menu. You can press and hold it, then drag it to the left, bottom, or right side of the screen, whichever feels most comfortable for you. We'll begin with one of the most commonly used tools in Goodnotes, the writing tools. First is the fountain pen. This pen creates line variation depending on how much pressure you apply. The harder you press, the thicker the stroke. You can also tweak the pressure sensitivity and other settings as you get used to writing. Here are 2 pen settings that work really well for beginners. And if you'd like a deeper video about handwriting or pen settings, let me know in the comments. So if you want to write titles or create notes with a more handwritten feel, this pen works really well. Next is the ball pen. This one doesn't react to pressure, so the line stays the same, no matter how hard you press, just like a real ballpoint pen. It's great for taking class notes, or anytime you want a page that's clean and easy to read. The third one is the brush pen. This pen is very sensitive to pressure. Even a small change in pressure will create noticeable line variation, so it's great for stylized titles, decorations, or signatures, or anything you want to visually highlight on the page. You can adjust the pen thickness, or choose different line styles like solid, dashed, or dotted lines. They're great for drawing title boxes or decorative frames, especially in digital journaling. You can also change the pen color. In Goodnotes, you can add as many colors as you like, customize them, and save them for later. Here's a small tip. You can also collect color palettes like this. Split the screen, drag a color palette into Goodnotes, and use the eyedropper to sample the colors. Most of these palettes are created by designers or artists, so the color combinations usually look really beautiful. That way you can quickly build a nice color palette for your note. Next, let's look at a few really useful features. When you draw a line and pause for a moment, it will turn into a straight line. The same works for other shapes. Just pause briefly and Goodnotes will turn it into a clean, regular shape. You can also tap the shape with your finger to adjust its size and proportions. This feature is called Draw and Hold, and you can turn it on in pen settings. If you turn on Fill Color, the shapes you draw will automatically be filled with color. Once you get used to this feature, you'll probably stop using the Shape tool, because you can just draw shapes directly with the pen. If you write something wrong, you don't need to switch to the eraser. You can simply scribble over it to erase it. This feature is called Scribble to Erase. If you want to select something and move it, just draw a circle around it. This is called Circle to Lasso. Both of these are really helpful when taking notes because they save a lot of time. You can turn them on in pen gestures. There are also two other features you can turn on if you'd like. One is Check Spelling, which helps correct spelling when you're writing. The other is Math Assist, which can recognize math and show the result. Next is the Pencil tool. You can adjust the size and change the color just like the other pens. And when you write at different angles, the texture changes slightly, just like a real pencil. Next is the highlighter. This is actually one of my favorite tools. It creates a semi-transparent effect, and it always stays underneath your writing. I often use it to highlight key points, track my weekly habits, or add small decorations to my pages, things like title boxes for weekly planning, and cute little divider lines to separate different sections. It's both beautiful and really practical. You can also adjust the thickness and change the color. One small tip: Scribble to Erase works with the highlighter too, and Circle to Lasso works here as well. Next is tape. Tape can also be resized, and you can switch between different colors and patterns. You can even upload your own patterns, so you can create your own custom tape designs. I've also made some free ones you can download. They're available in my Freebie Vault. Tape is also really useful for studying. You can use it to cover answers. Then when you tap it, the answer will appear. Tap it again, and it will cover it back up. Next is Draw Shape. You don't need to hold the pen, just draw a shape and it appears instantly. Then tap it to adjust the size or proportions. So at this point, you've already learned the most important tool in Goodnotes, the writing tools. Everything else will be much easier to learn and pick up. Next, we have the Eraser tool. There are 3 different types. The first one is the Precision Eraser. It's great for removing small details, and the edges stay nice and smooth after you erase. The second one is the Standard Eraser. Anything it touches will be erased. And the third one is the Stroke Eraser. With this one, you can simply tap a stroke, and the entire stroke will disappear. One thing to note here: by default, the eraser only has 3 size options. But you can actually zoom in on the page, which basically lets you adjust the eraser size more freely. You can also choose what the eraser applies to. For example, you can set it to erase only highlighter strokes, or only tape. And one more setting I recommend turning on is Auto Deselect. When this is enabled, it automatically switches back to your previous tool, so you don't have to tap the toolbar again. Next, let's look at the Text tool. You can add text anywhere on the page, using the on-screen keyboard or a physical keyboard. You can also just write directly with your Apple Pencil. Earlier in the basic settings, we turned on Scribble, remember? With Scribble on, you can simply write with the pencil, and the system will automatically recognize it as text. You can then change the font, color, and size, and add background styles to make your page look clearer. The text tool also has some quick text gestures, like scribble to erase, swipe down once to add a space, and swipe down again to remove it. There are actually many more tips for the text tool, like how to import fonts, or where to find beautiful free fonts. Many people actually underestimate this tool, so I'll cover the advanced tips in another video. Next, let's move on to the Elements and Images tools. This is also one of my favorite sections in Goodnotes. Whether you're making a planner, taking notes, or creating something like a movie journal, you'll probably use this all the time. And honestly, using elements that you really like makes the whole process a lot more enjoyable. First, let's look at elements. You can simply tap an element to add it to your page. You can also import your own elements. Just swipe to the right, tap the plus button, and you can add them from photos or files. But adding them one by one can be slow. A faster way is to split the screen, select everything, and drag them in all at once. You can also rename your element collection, organize the items inside, share it or delete it. Next is the Image tool. This one is also very useful. You can import images from files or photos. And you can even use AI to generate images directly. After importing an image, you can crop it again. You can choose rectangle or freehand crop. You can keep decorating your photos. Once you're done, you can also create a new collection for your customized elements and save them for later use. Next is the Shapes tool. You can freely draw shapes or arrows, or choose from different preset shapes. You can also change the line style, like solid, dashed, or dotted lines. You can adjust the line width, change the arrow styles, and of course, change the color. I'll show more practical uses for this later when we talk about the whiteboard feature. Next is the sticky notes. You can resize the note, adjust the proportions, and change the color. You can also hide the author or collapse the note. This is really useful when you're adding comments while reading or writing down your own thoughts. Then just collapse it when you don't need to see everything at once. Next, let's move on to another really important tool, the Lasso tool. I'm talking about it a bit later, because now you already have a basic understanding of all the tools. You know what they do and how to use them. And the Lasso tool works with pretty much every tool. There are two types of lasso, rectangular and freehand. With the Lasso tool, you can select almost anything on your page, and you can control exactly what you select. Now let's take a look at what you can do with it. First, you can move anything on your page, just drag it around. You can also change the color. Anything you've written or highlighted can be selected and changed to any color you like. And you can resize it. Make it bigger or smaller depending on your layout. You can also edit the text if needed. You can cut or copy your content and paste it wherever you want. You can also duplicate anything as many times as you like, or delete anything you don't need. You can turn what you've made into an element. So you can reuse it later. You can also take a screenshot with the Lasso tool, even if you draw an irregular shape. It will still capture a rectangle based on the outer edges. And finally, you can use it to arrange layers. Front brings it to the top, and back sends it to the bottom. All of these actions can also be done across different notebooks, just like this. Select it with the Lasso tool, cut or copy it, and paste it into another notebook. And just like that, you get a clean, aesthetic movie journal page. So now you know how to use the Lasso tool. and how to create a page like this. Pretty nice, right? If you've made it this far and found it helpful, feel free to subscribe for more. Next, let's take a look at the accessories. Laser pointer. The laser pointer is mainly used for presentation. You have two options, a line or a dot. Record and summarize. So for the recording feature, it's mainly used for things like class notes or meetings. When you start recording, it will automatically show the text.
And my mother, who was a single mother, spent all of her resources on my education. And this allowed me to come to college to the US and eventually get a PhD in computer science.
So you can listen and take notes at the same time. And when you play it back, it will also sync with your notes.
And eventually get a PhD in computer science.
Now if we tap Show Recordings, it will display your recording clips here. You can swipe left to rename or delete a recording. And if you delete the recording, your notes won't be deleted. Zoom window. The zoom window lets you zoom in and out of any area you want to write in. Once you zoom in, you can write inside the window, and your notes will sync automatically. But I usually just zoom in on the page with 2 fingers and write, it's faster. Ruler. The ruler can be used to draw straight lines, for example when making tables. You can rotate it with 2 fingers, or tap to set the angle and position. You can also switch units like inches or centimeters and hide it. Timekeeper. The timekeeper can be used for doing exercises or for setting a Pomodoro timer. You can create your own modes. Tap plus, enter a mode name, choose an icon, set the duration, and save. After that, you can use your modes to time things like practice tests, reading, and more. So at this point, we've gone through all the main tools on the toolbar. If there's anything you're still not sure about, feel free to leave a comment. Now you can customize the toolbar based on your own workflow. You can move the tools you use most often to the front, hide the ones you don't use as much, or reset everything back to default. This makes your toolbar cleaner and easier to use for the way you take notes. Now let's take a look at the page options on the top right. Tap plus to add a new page. You can keep adding as many pages as you want. This works whether you're using a built-in Goodnotes notebook or a notebook you imported yourself. You can also switch templates. Just swipe to choose, or tap more from templates to open the template library. A more common use case is when you download or buy a pre-designed notebook, like this movie journal. These notebooks usually come with many beautiful and practical templates. So whenever you need a new page, simply choose the template you want to use, tap copy page in the top right corner, and paste it wherever you want in your journal. This way you can build a journal that fits your own content and style. Let me show you my movie journal. This page is my series library. When I tap it, it jumps to my series review. The rest are pages I created with different templates from this journal. I like grouping my favorite pages together, so it's easier to come back and review later. And honestly, it just feels really nice to look at. Besides copying pages, you can also rotate page, add page to outline, or go to page. Clear page removes everything you've written, while move page to trash deletes the entire page, including the template. If you delete something by mistake, you can go to trash from your profile and restore it or delete it permanently. You can also share or export your notes. You can export just this page, or the whole notebook. Now let's look at the navigation on the left. The most commonly used one is read-only mode, which is basically for hyperlinks. Once it's on, you can tap anywhere and jump to different pages. Most digital planners, notebooks, and different types of journals use this kind of hyperlink system. It makes everything much easier to navigate. Even when read-only mode is off, you can still tap hyperlinks with your finger to navigate. Next is Goodnotes AI. You can use it to summarize notes, ask questions, create quizzes, or get help with studying. I'll make a separate video on this and show you how to use it more efficiently. Next is search. You can search through your notes, including handwriting and typed text, and your search terms will be highlighted on the page, so it's really fast to find what you need. And finally, sidebar, pages, where you can quickly preview and jump between pages. Outline, where you can navigate based on your page structure. Audio, where you can find recordings from this notebook if you've recorded audio here. So that's everything we covered today, from the basic settings to the core tools. You should now have a much clearer idea of how Goodnotes actually works. And most importantly, you can sit down and create a clean, beautiful page like this on your own. To make it easier for you to practice, I've uploaded the full PDF notes I created in this video, along with some free planners, stickers, and tapes to my Freebie Vault. You can download everything for free and use them to practice creating your own Goodnotes pages. The link is in the description. Once you're comfortable with the tools, the next step is learning how to build a system, so your notes, planners, and journals stay organized over time, because tools help you create, but systems help you stay consistent. I'll be sharing more in-depth Goodnotes tutorials soon, including how to import fonts, how to use Goodnotes AI for studying, and more. Which one do you want to see first? Let me know in the comments. And if this video helped you, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next tutorial. And if Goodnotes still feels a little overwhelming right now, don't worry, it's not hard, it's just new. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Blair, and I'll see you in the next video.